you, there we go. What if I told you we can make sure my Instagram go live today? Can we go live on Instagram today? I want to make sure. Okay, what if I told you we could build $1 million business in 12 months? Here we go. Here we go. I think we're good now. So yeah, what if I told you you could build $1 million business and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me if I told you that it's possible? Well, it is. And every day I'm going to take you behind the scenes to show you just how to do that. Let me make sure my comment box is open. Yesterday there was so many comments that were coming in, and for whatever reason, I was missing out on those comments. There we go. All right. So we're on TikTok today. We're streaming across Instagram. We're streaming across LinkedIn, YouTube, as well as Facebook. And every day this week, and for the rest of this year, I'm teaching you how to build $1 million business and do it in 12 months. So this is 100% live. This is 100% free for you to join. There's no cost associated with this whatsoever. This is just giving you the playbook 100% to take you behind the scenes to build $1 million business in 12 months. So what if I told you you could build $1 million business and do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Would you believe me if I told you that it's possible? Well, it is. And every day I take you behind the scenes to show you just how we're doing that. So all this week, what we've been doing is laying down the foundation. We just started this on Monday. So if you joined on Monday, or if you missed that opportunity on Monday, Monday was the premiere. And during that premiere, we covered the vision, we set expectations, and then I invited you to join the community so that we can grow together. Now, the question is, I get all the time, how do we join the community? There's multiple different ways to join the community. If you're with me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook, there's a QR code on the top right-hand side. If you're streaming across TikTok or Instagram right now, there's going to be the link in my bio. You go to my bio, there's going to be a Blink account. It has all my information in there. It's got my phone number, has all the different social channels that I'm associated with. But the first thing that pops up is going to be my newsletter. What I would ask you to do, click on that newsletter, subscribe to that newsletter, because that's going to help me reach the second goal that I have. So there's two goals. If you're just joining, you missed Monday and Tuesday, two goals. One is generate $1 million in revenue, do it in 12 months, right? That's the first goal. The second goal is to build a newsletter subscription to 50,000 subscribers. You want to ask me how many I have today? I think today I probably have a little under 1,400, and that's just in the last few days. So that's been growing nice and steady. It tells me there's a lot of people out there just like you who are interested in bettering yourself, who are interested in getting into that side hustle, who are interested in building a business from scratch, who wanted the insight and knowledge how to go from here to here and do it in 12 months. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking you behind the scenes, breaking everything down, introducing you to some of the key players that's going to help me get there, and then giving you the tools and the systems as well as the playbook so we can grow our careers together. Okay. Now, what I would like you to do, please drop your first name, what platform you're streaming on. That would be great. And if you have any comments throughout this, just go ahead and drop those in the chat box, and I'll make sure to round back and see if we can answer as many of those as possible. So again, if you're just now joining, welcome and thank you. We're building $1 million business, and we're doing it in 12 months. And the question is it possible? I get so many doubters that say it's no way possible. You can't do it. And here's my starting budget. My starting budget is only $20,000. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that $20,000, how to break it down. Where's the ad spend? Where's the investment in tools and systems? And how do I do some networking and collaboration with that money as well? So yeah, thank you. As I see the comments coming in, I see a lot of the names coming in. Thank you for joining, Blessing. And man, some of these names I can't even pronounce. Some of you guys got some handles on your accounts that I can't even pronounce. I'm just going to say thank you for joining. So listen, all this week we're laying out the foundation. Monday was the premiere. We covered the vision. We set expectations. I invited you to join the community so that we can grow together. On Tuesday, if you missed Tuesday, all these are on my, if you follow me on LinkedIn, or if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, then go to my event section in the event tabs underneath my profile, and you're going to see these recordings. They're free for you to download or free for you to go back and rewatch those as well. I see Robert Dunn streaming on YouTube, joining from Austin, Texas. Thank you for popping in. So Robert Dunn is in the house, and then there's multiple other people that's in the house as well. I specifically called him out because he's a reoccurring visitor, which is nice to have you see your face once again. So Tuesday, we discussed the core pillars. Remember, it's in my LinkedIn profile under the events tab. You can go back and you can watch these replays. And then I will be chopping up bits and pieces of these and sending these back out over my social feed so you can follow there as well. And you can kind of get some inside scoop. Thank you, TikTok family. Thank you, Instagram family, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. All you guys for joining as well. So Tuesday, we discussed the core pillars. What are the core pillars? It was the tools and the technology that you need to grow $1 million business. We also talked about the systems as well as automations. What systems do you need? How do we automate things like this? We also got into the messaging, the copywriting, your brand voice, how that speaks to your end user or the people that you would like to invest or buy or follow you. Thank you guys from TikTok for joining as well. Oh, the other thing too is listen, if you're joining and you're a repeat visitor, make sure you share this with other people. I can't do this without you. I cannot grow a community without you. So tap in with somebody right now and say, hey, listen, we're listening to that healthcare guy. We're breaking down the game on how to grow $1 million business. We're doing 12 months. And this guy is giving it to you for free. So I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm giving you the game for free. The only thing you need to do is continue to follow, share, and then drop any comments so I can help you grow as well. So Tuesday, we discussed the core pillars, tools, tech, systems, automation, the messaging, copywriting, your brand voice, the networking and collaborations that you're needed. And then we also touched on some of the advertising spend and some of the growth opportunities. Today, what are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about how to show up consistently. This is where a lot of people struggle. You want to build $1 million business, but I don't know how to consistently show up for myself, right? And that's going to be so important. And the other thing too is it's very fearful putting yourself out there on camera for people to judge you, to critique you, to lean into all your words, to decide whether or not you're truthful or not, to see if you're someone that they would like to follow or be respected to. There's so many doubts and fears that come associated with that. But guess what? If we're going to generate $1 million in revenue, we have to already think like a millionaire. And thinking like a millionaire understands that visibility is key in 2026 and beyond, right? So we have to be visible. So today we're going to get into how to show up consistently. And I give you some of the framework, some of the tools that I'm using to take you behind the scenes to help you set up your own profile, your own system, so you can get to generating not only influence, but also generating the kind of revenue you want as well. So I see you guys continue to join on TikTok as well as LinkedIn and Facebook. Thank you guys as well. Instagram family, I see you in the back. All right. So today is how to show up consistency. I start here by saying this: visibility it isn't optional anymore. I mean, especially if you're trying to do something you've never done before, it isn't optional. And for me, and if you're just now here and you're like, okay, who is this guy? Listen, I'm a former veteran. You know, should I say not former? I am a veteran. I spent 6 years in the Army. I spent 50 years in healthcare building my position to become an executive for a technology company. And I happened to be a leader on the executive team that steered that company to a successful exit in 2018. So that was life changing for me from a financial standpoint, but it was also life changing for me from I guess from an accomplishment standpoint, because I did something that I never thought that I would ever do for myself. It wasn't a dream of mine. The dream of mine was always to be successful, right? Like many of us, we just want to be successful. But your thing is, how do I become successful? How do I get there, right? And for me, it was just a lot of hard work. I ended up getting my bachelor's, my master's degree. And then I started networking and collaborating and put myself in positions around other people. And I bet on myself enough to actually apply for the positions that I never thought I would get. And that's something that nobody really talks about is, you know what? Betting on yourself so much, applying for these positions that it looks like you're not qualified for, and you go after it anyway, right? Am I getting off topic? Absolutely not. I'm talking about me, how I position myself, and why this is beneficial for you today. All right. So visibility is an optional, but consistency, that's going to be the price of admission, right? So how do I become consistent? What am I actually doing? And I'm breaking down the game for you so you can mimic this, you can repurpose this, you can do whatever you want to do to grow your business together. Listen, I see more and more people joining. Thank you for joining, and encourage you to share this with other people, invite them to these lives. I do them Monday through Friday. They're only 30 minutes long. I'm gonna give you tons of information, tons of insight to help you grow your $1 million business and do it in only 12 months. So please continue to invite those people. So today I post 2 or 3 times a day across 4 different platforms without losing my mind. And people say, well, how is that possible? And I do this consistently 2 or 3 times a day across multiple platforms. Now, I share this with you. Back in, I'd say probably starting in November, maybe early December of last year, I took a break from my social channels only because I was working on my strategy for 2026. I stayed very active on LinkedIn because, that's where my core family was. I stayed very active on that. But I took a break because sometimes you need to break the focus on what your strategy is. You need to back away, dig into your strategy, lean into your strategy so you can position yourself to have conversations like this. And that's what I did. I probably took about a 30, 40-day break. And now I'm back in action, dropping game for you because my strategy that I had for myself was to grow $1 million business and do it in 12 months. How do I get here? Well, back in 2023, I stepped away from that healthcare technology stuff. And I was like, it's great. I've been fulfilled. I accomplished something that I never accomplished before, which was dope. Great. But for me, I wasn't fulfilled anymore. And many of you are like that. You're working for an organization, you've been working there a long time, and you say it's great, you got good income, but it no longer fulfills you anymore. It just feels like your purpose is calling you somewhere else. Well, for me, I was purposely led in 2023 to do something that I've never done before, which is what I'm doing today. So it's leaving your fear on your shoulder, wiping it off, and decide, hey, I'm going through fear to get to where I wanted to go. And so that purpose led me to create more visibility for myself, to grow and create opportunities for other people that only look like me, but other people that also feel like me, other people that have been through similar experiences as me, other people that want to do something different, right? So that's a little bit about me. So I post 2 to 3 times a day across 4 different platforms. And let me give you some insight to what I guess the tools that I use, but also the platform strategy that I have. Okay. So today, if you're following me on LinkedIn, I have 30,000 plus followers on LinkedIn, right? And what I'm getting from LinkedIn, I have the authority as well as the B2B opportunity and exposure. That's what I'm getting on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a tremendous platform when it comes to not only networking, but these people are already built in thinking that, it's a professional platform. They're already thinking about how to network and collaborate. They think about engagement and they think about investing and spending money. So I'm already getting a built-in audience on LinkedIn thinking about how can not only I connect with them, but they're open to collaboration and opportunities when it comes from a business to business standpoint. So I'm always very consistent and active on that, right? And then there's also my Instagram family. Thank you, Instagram family, for always continuing to support me. Today I have a little shy than 69,000 followers on Instagram. Here's my thing about Instagram. I never know who's real, who's not, because all those freaking names are so freaking hilarious to me. But thank you for your continued support. And what do I get from Instagram? I get a community and I get to extend my brand. So Instagram is one of the things that I have as well. Then I have my YouTube family. Of course, my YouTube family is a little over 30,000 followers on there. And YouTube for me is specifically for that long form, that storytelling. So if part of your business is storytelling and you don't have a YouTube account or you don't have a presence on that, I would invite you to create a YouTube account and start sharing your story on YouTube as well. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not going to sit there in 15, 20, 30 minutes and give you a whole pitch and there's going to be a tons of ads. Most of my stuff with is 4 to 6 minutes. I want to hit you high level. I want to give you some information, some insight, get you in, get you out, and get you on about your day so you can get going with it as well. So that's my long form. I'm not a YouTuber, but I use YouTube. And then TikTok, which happens to be interesting for me. And thank you, TikTok family, because you guys always continue to show up for me. I have about 2,900 followers on TikTok today, right? And with TikTok, I've only started that about 6 months ago. And there's a growth edge to it that I really, really like. It's something special, something different, but I kind of like TikTok, which is pretty dope. So that's just been a growing community that I'm kind of leaning into more and more to understand. But I also want to share this with everybody. If you're growing a business, right, and we're going to grow to $1 million in revenue, it's very important to have that visibility across as many platforms as possible. You should specialize in 1 or 2, but you should have some type of visibility across multiple, because these are different forms and ways of avenues for people to connect and grow with you and become an authority and a thought leader specifically within the space that you operate as well. Now, with that being said, and I see that more and more people joining on LinkedIn, more and more people joining on Facebook. Thank you, family. I see the TikTok family continue to join in and support, and my Instagram family. Hey, I love you guys to death. But here's what we're looking at, okay? A lot of people are doing this wrong. And let me tell you what you're doing wrong. You're thinking, okay, I need to post content for likes, right? No, we're going to get to what are we posting content for, okay? Let me get into my weekly cadence really quick and why I started. So back in 2023, I started becoming this full-time entrepreneur. Nobody pays me today. I've had several brand deals that I make money from brand deals, right? So that's how I make my income today. But then now I'm growing this $1 million business. So what will I get at this? Well, I will get that financial stability from growing $1 million business, but also now I'm creating an additional platform for myself where I can help other people who are just like me on this entrepreneurial journey, or they're looking for their side hustle and they're looking to elevate and continue to grow and create additional wealth and income for themselves, right? So 2 years ago, I was like, okay, I'm like many people, like everybody else. I don't want to put myself out there. I can't get in front of a camera. I can't talk. I'm fearful to be judged by my own peers. What do people say about me? Well, what if, you know what, I come across or I say the wrong thing? All of that was part of my mental, right? And it's so freaking scary. It's so freaking scary. So how do you get yourself to become someone who can put yourself in front of a camera and speak for 30 minutes straight? Well, for me, I had to build up my tolerance to be invisible. So if you go back and look at some of my old stuff, man, it was cheesy as all get out. Absolutely cheesy. Even my brother, he would pick on me today and say, man, that stuff you was doing is so freaking cheesy. And he loves kind of where I'm going with my content today, which is absolutely dope. But what I'm getting at is, guys, listen, we need to start ugly. And starting ugly is where you absolutely learn. That's how you learn to grow beyond that fear, by starting ugly. So we always want to start ugly, right? And so what I did 2 years ago, I started on LinkedIn, and what I would put out is a Monday LinkedIn poll. And that LinkedIn poll was about leadership and workplace realities. So here's where a lot of people struggle. They're like, well, I don't want to create content. I'm not a content creator. But if you're going to have an e-commerce business, if you're going to have a business where visibility needs to be part of it, people want to see who you are. They want to hear your voice. They want to see your face. They want to know who they're dealing with. They want to know who they're buying from, right? So a lot of people struggle with content creation. I would say lean in to what you feel more comfortable with. For me, I came from a leadership background. I led teams. I had global teams as well, had great success, generate tons of revenue for a lot of these companies. So I started with leadership and workplace reality. So on Mondays, every Monday at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I still drop that LinkedIn poll. And what that LinkedIn poll gives me is I get over 100 votes every single time I drop it. It only lasts for a week. And I get thousands of impressions on that vote. On those particular polls, right? So now I'm branded as a thought leader in that leadership and workplace reality world, right? Every time I change my profile heading and I drop those polls, people are still tuned in and engaged with what I do. So it's the systematic branding embedded into their head that they see me show up in their feed each and every day, each and every week. So when I slide into their DM, I'm very familiar, right? They see my name, they see my face, they see my content, and they know I'm purposely led for the outcomes that I'm trying to create. So on Mondays, I do my LinkedIn posts, right? And I get thousands of impressions. I get hundreds of votes on that. On Tuesdays, I do my hustle blog, and that's on LinkedIn as well. If you're not following me on LinkedIn today, I would encourage you to follow me on LinkedIn right now, because I love my hustle blogs. Those hustle blogs are dope. And what I'm giving you is I'm giving you the game, but I'm telling to you directly. I'm speaking to like I'm speaking to myself. And that's where I get my encouragement from in my hustle blogs. I write my blogs in such a way like I'm speaking to my younger self. And I get value out of that. So when I'm creating content for myself. I'm not creating content for everybody else. I'm creating content for myself. And I'm hopeful that other people like what I'm putting out for myself. So I want you to get that. Remember, when you're creating your content, you should be creating it for yourself, especially if it's for your business. Create it for yourself with the message that is going to impact and affect other people. So on Tuesdays, I have my hustle blog. Also, I have my YouTube videos that I was doing before in November. And those were 4 to 6 minutes long on my YouTube videos. It was from broke to boardroom. There's a couple other different ones, but you can go to my YouTube page. Everything is on that QR code top right hand corner, depending on where you're streaming this from. Or you can go to the link in the bio, my link in the bio. It has a Bling account. You can click on that link. It has all my information, all my social channels. The most important thing that I would ask you to do is subscribe to the newsletter. We're growing that baby to 50,000 subscribers, and we're going to generate $1 million in revenues this year. So subscribe to that. Now, Wednesdays, last year I did a LinkedIn Live. every single week, most weeks, I spotlighted various leaders, various thought leaders, various entrepreneurs, even talent like candidates that were interested in finding opportunities on LinkedIn, creators, various different people. I would do a live and I would spotlight them. These were 30-minute lives. Towards the end of the year, I started spotlighting some small business owners as well, giving them an opportunity to use my network to grow not only their following, their brand, but also potentially create revenue for themselves. So on Wednesdays will be my LinkedIn live series, right? And then where else am I going? And then TikTok and Instagram. I just started this year going live every single week. I used to do a live episode with a couple of girls at the beginning of the year where we would get and sit down and we would talk about various items. We did that. But what I was always getting at is becoming more visible, becoming more comfortable being in front of the camera. Because for me and where I was trying to get to, which is here today, build $1 million business in public, I needed to get past my fear so I can get in front of this camera and have this conversation and dialogue with you to help you get to your $1 million business as well. So slowly but surely, each and every day, with everything that I've been doing, has positioned me to have these conversations today. So my weekly cadence was I did that Monday LinkedIn leadership workplace reality poll, thousands of impressions. Tuesdays, I got the hustle blog and my YouTube videos. My newsletter on LinkedIn has grown over 4,600 people, and we did that in less than a year. So, kudos to all those people to continue to follow me on that. And then my YouTube videos continue to gain tons of exposure. I get tons of feedback and comments, how it's been instrumental and helpful for people in their career long journey. And then Wednesday LinkedIn Lives. Now I've replaced that with this everyday building $1 million business live. They're 30 minutes long. So you're going to see me do this every single day. And then also got the TikTok and LinkedIn Lives. And then also have podcasts. So I was a full-time entrepreneur, full-time hustler last year, and podcast was one of the games as well. Now, if we're going to grow $1 million business and you have a podcast, the key is to not only have a podcast, but you want to tie your podcast back into your business, whether it's a newsletter, back into your website, whatever your business is, you want to tie your podcast back into that, because what you're creating is a circle of influence. Now it's benefiting you, it's benefiting your guests, and then it's also benefiting your other business as well. So if you have a podcast, always make sure in your podcast, you drive people back to your business, and that's going to help you grow as well. So that should be like your weekly cadence or your strategy when it comes to this. You got to understand this. We're not creating content for likes, right? That's not what it's about. What you're creating content is about is authority and visibility as well as engagement. Okay. This is what you're creating content about. If you're trying to grow $1 million, you need to understand why you're creating the content. Everybody wants to go viral, but a lot of people go viral and they don't have a business setup. So they get tons of views, tons of likes, but their account doesn't change anything. You're not making more money because you went viral. So that shouldn't be the goal. The goal is, how do we build $1 million business off of your particular brand? And that's what we get at. So that's why you create your content. It should speak specifically to your ICP, which is your ideal customer profile, right? That's what it should speak to, or people who are just like you on that same journey. So let's think about that. Now let's talk about the tools that make it possible. There's tons of tools that I use, and I'm going to run through this really quick because I am up against the time. I guess I like to talk a lot. So thank you for listening to me talk. Perfect for why I'm doing what I'm doing today, but tons of tools. And I'm gonna give you the I guess the internet version of exactly what they do. So Chat GPT, a lot of people start there, right? You have Chat GPT as part of your tools. I have the plus version. So what does it give you? Priority access to powerful models like the GPT-5, faster response time, higher usage limits, exclusive features like advanced data analytics, the DALL-E for image generation, and the custom GPT creation, access to tools like Sora, the video generation, and it makes it ideal for powerful users, creators, and professionals needing more advanced capabilities, fewer interruptions, and complex tasks. Let me point this out. Neither of these tools that I point out on this live am I getting paid for. I'm pointing these out because I use them in my business and my system today. Now, if any one of these people happen to work for these organizations and they need a brand sponsor, hey, hit your boy up, because I'm growing $1 million this year and every penny counts. So we're always looking for those brand sponsorships. I want to continue to support those brands as well. So Chat GPT Plus. There's another one you probably never heard of, maybe you have. It's called Notion. Notion is extremely versatile, versatility and customization. It acts as an all-in-one workplace for notes, tasks, projects management, and knowledge bases through customized pages, powerful databases, and various views, calendar boards. I mean, Notion is extremely powerful, especially if you lead with that project manager type of attitude. You're very skilled at setting up systems. You're very skilled at following workflows. You definitely want to have Notion as part of your workflow. Another one that I use is Zapier. Zapier is designed for that automation of repetitive tasks, right? So Zapier automates common time-consuming tasks like data entry, lead management, customer communication, freeing up employees to focus more on strategic activities. So you can maybe want to look at that. Here's a big one too that a lot of people use, but I use it for business, which is going to be the Canva Pro. Canva, you got Canva, then you got Canva Pro. The Pro version offers the significant upgrades of the free version, primarily by providing unlimited access to premium templates, photos, elements, advanced AI tools like background remover, Magic Write, brand kits for featuring consistent branding and content scheduling, all boosting efficiency for professionals and business needing to create high quality on brand content. So Canva Pro, you can look into that. And then Ep.3, I use Ep.3 too. I've been using this for a couple of years. It's an AI-powered video generator that offers significant benefits in efficiency, cost effectiveness, and accessibility, right? And then Place It. I don't use Place It that much, but I still have it as part of my profile. And here's the reason why I picked it up. I also have a Shopify account. And in my Shopify account, what I found out, Place It, it offered me to my little designs to put them actually on images of people, and then I can download that and upload that as an image for my Shopify store. So Place It actually helped me when it comes to generating content for my brand merchandise. Okay, that's why I use Place It for that. And then there's a big one too, Opus Clips. You probably heard of that before. Opus Clips, it just takes long form videos, chops it up for you so you can repurpose it across your social channels. So Opus Clips, I use that for as well. And then another one I just brought on board is Taplio, which is a streamlining LinkedIn growth through AI-powered content creation, post hooks, carousels, automated scheduling, advanced analytics, helping you save time and boost engagement by suggesting trending topics, managing comments with AI replies, and building targeted audience lists for networking. I point this out, which is extremely important, because a lot of you guys are out there creating content for yourself or for your business, and you're thinking you're going to grow some visibility, but chances it's not going to go anywhere. All these businesses that you stream across of, all these platforms, they're for-profit platforms. So if you're not financially investing into them, they're not really going to invest into you unless you have maybe some ratchet content. We all know ratchet content goes viral, but educational stuff or business related stuff, you generally have to invest money to boost your content, to get it beyond your core demographics from where you are, beyond that 50-mile radius of which you have. And then here's the other thing too, Beehive. Beehive is just something new for me. It's the newsletter. So it's a powerful all-in-one platform for newsletter growth and monetization. It features advanced analytics, built-in referrals, SEO tools, multiple revenue streams, ad premium content. They have boosts, all while offering strong email deliverability, audience ownership. Unlike many competitors, it simplifies complex tasks with automation, user-friendly editor, and focus on converting readers to subscribers and building community members. So Beehive is my newsletter platform. That's the one that I want you to sign up for. If you haven't signed up for that today, sign up for it now. It's been growing already. Within 3 days, we're up over 1,300 people. So that continues to grow. So that means people are getting value from this. Every single day for the next year, I'm going to break down the game of how we build $1 million business, and we're doing it in 12 months. So I'm going to be wrapping up here in just a minute. I want to make sure, let me see if anything I missed. The mindset shift. And I'll leave you with this. Listen, don't post for likes. You're posting to build visibility and your brand voice. Every post should move your business towards $1 million or new subscribers. So I want you to mentally think about what am I putting out in public? How is that driving my business revenue? And this is how we're going to grow this year. So let me, I said a lot. I know we're up against the time. I want to see if there's any questions that I missed. Go ahead and raise your hand if you got questions right now. I can see if I can tap in with some of those questions. Have somebody through SEO, writing articles, writing what steps do I need to take? Who should I connect with to move forward? Please give me what can I earn $1 million through SEO content writing? I'm not sure. I'm not a specialty in SEO content writing, but I would imagine there's a way to build $1 million audience with that. People who are like minded with you, people who also can benefit from SEO if they have an online business. And if you never heard the term SEO, is search engine optimization. All that is optimizing your content, your profile, all your information where it reaches a broader audience. It shows up with keywords across channels, especially when you go into do advertising. That's going to be so important. Or organic marketing. It'll amplify your voice and your message by SEO. So SEO is one of those cool things you want to get as well. Let me see Instagram. Did I miss anything on Instagram? Okay. TikTok. So there's a Place It or two other resources you recommended. So there's Place It, and what are the two other resources? Okay, so there's a lot. There's let me run through that really quick. Have ChatGPT Plus, you've heard of that. Notion, this is versatile customization. Zapier, Canva Pro, Pictory, Place It, Opus Clips, Tapelo, Beehive. Those are the ones that I mentioned. If I went through those too quick, send me a DM, let me know, and then I shoot those over to you. Or follow me on LinkedIn. Go to my events tab. In the events tab, there's going to be all these videos that I've been recording. You can watch these for free. Only thing you need to do is just follow me. You get free access to that as well. And lastly, before I leave everybody, follow my newsletter. We're growing to 50,000 subscribers, $1 million in revenue. I'm slowly breaking down the game. All this week, we're setting up the foundation. The rest of these, man, we're going to get into not only the tools, how to use the tools, showing you the playbook, the networking that I'm making, the conversations that I will be having, all generated and designed to help you grow your $1 million business as well as my $1 million business. Thank you for the support. Same time tomorrow. I'll be here at 12 noon Central Standard Time, 30-minute segment. Let's get it, folks. Till next time.